Hello, CS family. Welcome back to my channel, Chantel Stuff. It's your girl, Audra Chantel here, your hostess with the mostest, back with another video. On today, I wanted to share my weight loss story with you. Actually, it's a weight loss story / journey because we're still on it. And just wanted to share, what we did and some of the things we went through, our ups and downs and all of that. I lost in a year, 101 pounds, right? So, and I did that naturally. I didn't want to go through, surgery and different things like that, even though it was really weird that the hospitals were sending me flyers in the mail saying that I was pre-approved for bariatric surgery that I never even, inquired about. It made me feel kind of crazy and it made me feel sad, to tell the truth, because I was like, I know they have my history, because I go to that hospital, my doctor's there and all of that. And I understand why they, sent it to me, because I was a target, because like my doctor had told me previously, I was morbidly obese. And she had told me for years, you need to do something, about your weight. If you lose your weight, if you lose that weight, then, I would be a lot more healthy than what I was. I was on about 13 pills a day. I was pre-diabetic at the time that, we were having our discussions, and I had, high cholesterol. I had, you just name it. I was severely anemic. I have arthritis everywhere and some, bulging disc and offline vertebrae, spine is straight in my neck. And so that gives me constant pain anyway, but all of the weight was really, really put me in a place where I had so much pain, tremendous pain, and all of just everywhere, knees, ankles, name it. And I was dealing with GERD, so I had gastroesophageal reflux disease, and I still deal with that, So I was going through a whole lot with the health, and she was saying, hey, if you lose the weight, some of these things would you wouldn't have to deal with. And she said, if you don't do anything within 5 years, she said, you'll be full-blown diabetic. And, I didn't, I can't say I didn't try or didn't do anything at all. I tried, but I was trying all these diet fads and I would go down a little bit, go back up more, go down a little bit, go back up more. At my heaviest, I know I was closing in on like 350. When I started my weight loss journey in 2016, I was at about 316-ish pounds. Me and my husband started that journey together. I'll never forget when he looked online to see, how many calories do we have to eat in order to stay the size that we were. And we had to eat anywhere from upwards to like 4,000 calories a day. And I thought, are you freaking kidding me? How in the world are we getting that many calories, and how are we eating that much? Well, it wasn't that. I mean, we did eat a lot, we ate, large portions and all of that, but it was the crap food too that we were eating, because it was loaded down with everything you can think about bad. Boom, it was in there. So that was, pretty much the culprit. So what we did, we decided, we just have to do something different. The doctor finally told me full-blown diabetic. Boom. I was just like, are you kidding me? Right at that time she said it, I was already having like heart flutters and stuff like that. I wasn't telling the family about because I was scared. First, I thought it was my thyroid medicine. I have half thyroid because I had a mass in it and it was removed. And, the thyroid hadn't been working properly for years. So I had been on Synthroid for years anyway. But when that medication is off, I have flutters. So I thought maybe that was the culprit. Well, when I got checked, my medication was fine. So she did tell me, because of the diabetes and stuff like that, I was high risk for, heart attack and stroke, and because of the high cholesterol and all these things. I mean, I was just, I got scared. I'm not even gonna lie. I was scared because I wanted to live. I wanted to live to do the things that God wanted me to do in this world. I wanted to live to do things that I want to do with my family, my children, my husband, and I just wanted to live to be able to do, to just to be the best me that I can be. And I didn't feel like I was there yet, You know how we all have those goals, and we all have things that we want to do. We feel like we want to do before, we go to be with Jesus. But, that changed my mind, because I was like, you know what? I just want to live. I couldn't even climb a flight of stairs. Okay, let me not even say a flight of stairs. 3 steps. Once I hit 3 steps, I was already out of breath and you know, straight up massive pain in the back and knees hurt. I said, what? And I said, listen, and I've always been a hyperactive, always moving, doing something type of a chick, you know, so I would still be very active and do stuff and play hard. But I'm telling you how I would be like out of breath, you know, throat burning because I was out of breath so bad and I was taking deep breaths trying to catch my breath and stuff, doing things. But it did cut me and, you know, cut down. I had to, excuse me, it did make me have to cut down on things that I was doing. I couldn't, you know, spend much time as I wanted playing with the kids or working in the yard or doing all those things just simply because I would be out of breath and no energy. So what we decided to do was to change our lifestyle because we wanted to change it to do something that we could do for the rest of our lives, you know. So diets are not welcome at my house. They can't come. No, because every diet that I've ever tried was a huge fail and they're temporary. I needed something that was going to be permanent. So what we decided to do first, you know, was just cut what we were eating in half. I mean, we were still eating the same crap food, but we cut it in half. If I ate a whole pizza, I ate half. If I ate a whole plate of fries, I ate half. You know, if I had 2 big giant 44-ounce sodas, I had 1, you know. So we did those kind of things and we started to lose weight. I was like, oh, okay. So even, you know, about, I think my first 35 pounds that I lost was just, I was still eating the same crap, but I had just started scaling back, eating half. You know, my bread, instead of having 2 pieces of bread on a sandwich, I had 1, you know what I'm saying? So basically a half a sandwich. So, and at the same time, I started to work out. My husband, he hit the gym. I don't do the gym thing because, first of all, I don't like to have to get ready before I go because I'm not going to just jump off in the gym like some of the men do. Boom, they get out the bed, throw their gym clothes on. They're at the gym. That's not happening for me. So I'm going to have to shower, comb my hair, do all this kind of stuff. And, you know, I had to be prepared to go to the gym. So I don't do that. So I work out at home. So what I did was, the first thing I did was, because I couldn't do a whole lot because of my condition, I was like, you know what, I'm a gamer. So I'm really more of a board gamer and all that, but I do video games. But could nobody in this house beat me in Just Dance? But when I used to play it, I was like sweating and breathing crazy. I said, boy, this is a workout. And so I thought about that and I was like, hey, let me grab the Just Dance. So I put the Just Dance on. I started out doing that 30 minutes a day for like 3 to 4 days a week. And then I hit it, you know, I kind of increased it until I got to 60 minutes. So till I was doing an hour of it a day, along with what I was doing, with the food. So I began, you know, to lose more weight. So I didn't do big weightlifting because I'm not into all that. I just did a little bit of, you know, 3s, 5s, and 10s and just did curls and different things like that, right? So, not too much of that, but just a little bit of it just to help strengthen my, you know, arms and stuff like that. So I did a little bit of that. And then after we did that, I said, you know what? If we're losing weight like this, doing that, how about, you know, we change it up and change what we're eating? I had already, because of GERD, had to stop frying, you know, a lot of food. I would literally fry food maybe 3 or 4 times a year, but I would like deep fry, but I would oven fry. And then I got introduced to the air fryer not long after that, and I would air fry things. So I started doing that, and I changed, like I didn't cook with the salt porks, the ham hocks, all of that, and pretty much eliminated pork out of our diet. It was like a treat. If we had pork, that was a treat, like something on a Saturday when we had our so-called cheat day. Excuse my bad. So that's when we would do that. So I already had eliminated all that kind of stuff pretty much out, right? So out of my diet, I never went cold turkey on like anything, right? Except for, not even anything. Even with my soda, I kind of just scaled back. But I did scale back really, you know, far with that one. So I went from like having a 44-ounce, twice a weekend. I did that instead of drinking soda all through the week and all that. Now that's a lot of soda, down to just 8 ounces. I would measure out 8 ounces and that's all I would have. And I was like, well, you know what? I might as well just quit this. When I did that, let me tell you how I just lost, boom, like 12 pounds, like just gone after I cut back on the soda. I was like, yes. But anyway, so that was something I did go ahead and eliminate. It is very, 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 very rare for me to even drink soda. And even when I do, I might take a couple sips and waste your soda, so don't even give it to me. So that's something that we did. Also, I started, like our main meats probably were like fish, chicken, and turkey. Those are the main meats. My kids didn't even like really know the difference. I was just like, if I made them, you know, tacos, instead of using the ground beef, I used ground chicken or ground turkey. Red meat was just like, you know, and still is just like a treat for us. It's just a rare occasion so that we'll have it. We don't have it often. So that's another thing that we kind of, you know, really scaled back on in our regular diet. So a lot of cheese and stuff like that. I'm lactose intolerant anyway, so whenever I'm eating, I'm just taking a chance because the sister might have some issues going on after she have it, but I like it, so I do still eat it, but I really have scaled back. I don't eat it on my burgers anymore. I very rarely have it on like a you know, a sandwich, cold sandwich or whatever. It's just a small amount. So we did that. So I kind of eliminated that out of there. We drink lots and lots of water. You know, we drink lots of water. We stay educated, you know, on how things work with our bodies. You know, how these food, you know, how is the food that we're eating operating in our body? Like, what is it doing to our body? Operating in our body, affecting our body. Maybe I don't want to say that. How is it affecting our bodies, right? So we started digging deep. I started using a app called Spark People, which they had to get rid of that app and everything. I read the story. I believe it was financial situation. But there's many apps, free apps out there like that. I know people don't get big into calorie count. I don't even get big into it. It just automatically happened when I started portion controlling. So that's what I started doing. So I would make sure that when I ate, I was eating portions instead of 5 portions of something. I made sure I ate 1 portion of it, and I would actually measure it out. I had my measuring cups and my measuring spoons. I do that when I prepare my lunch, breakfast, and dinner. That's just what I do to help me think it, right? So I automatically started understanding and knowing how many calories were, you know, was in this and was in that and was in whatever, because I just started portion control. That's what helped me not to, I don't know what everybody else can do, but that's what helped me. I started allowing myself like about between 1850 and 900 calories a day in the beginning. And I was losing probably about 6 pounds, 5 or 6 pounds a month. We were losing the most weight in the beginning when we were the heaviest. And then after we started losing the weight, you know, it started to taper off. So it would be like about 4 pounds a month and, you know, 3 and stuff like that. But when I say this is just any small victory, yes, I mean, I was celebrating. I learned how to celebrate without, you know, binging on bad food and stuff like that. I mean, did things that we liked. We hit arcades and stuff like that. We like I said, we're gamers, so I like the old school arcade games. So we would go hit the arcade and stuff like that to celebrate, you know, just whatever we could think about that, you know, wasn't going to take us backwards. We would do stuff like that. And then after we got to the point where we were kind of like evening out, I allowed myself probably about, I want to say I'm now right about 1250 to 1550 in calories a day, right? And it's just an automatic thing now that I've been doing it for so many years, and you know, so it's not like I have to force myself to be there. That's just kind of where I land, and that's where I stay, you know, at the most comfortable weight for me. Now, I went from a size like 28 to 30s to 14, 16s. That's where I am right now. Tops are like extra large. Sometimes 1X depends on, you know, how it's fitting. Can shop in the junior plus sizes, Missy's plus sizes, and of course women regular sizes. And I hadn't been able to do that since I was in freaking high school. So I'm just trying to say that I was happy after I lost all the weight. Let me tell you how the diabetes was reversed. No more diabetes. I was off all the pills, all those 13 pills a day I was taking, off everything but one. Of course, the thyroid, because I got half a thyroid and it's not working properly. So I had no choice but to keep that. The only supplement type deal that I take is a couple of probiotics a day just to keep my, you know, my gut healthy and my feminine stuff healthy, you know, as I can. So I was able to get off all of that. Being on the statin drugs for over 20 years did cause me irritable bowel syndrome. So I have issues with raw vegetables and fruit, but I make sure that I get the raw vegetables and fruit in every meal if I can help it, or steam it if it bothers me or whatever, the vegetables or whatever. But I try to make sure I get those in there. When we want something sweet, we try to go after sweet things like fruit and stuff. I mean, that really satisfies me. But when I want to have that sugar kick, I try to trick myself during the week. Like during the week, if it's during the week, I want to pop something like a hard piece of candy in my mouth because it's going to last 5 to 10 minutes or something like that, where I can keep getting that sugar bang. Every time I swallow, boom, get me a little sugar rush. And then it satisfies me. Instead of eating, you know, something I chew up and swallow, then I'm eating a lot of those. So that was one thing we did to trick ourselves during the week if we were having those times, because you're going to have those times when you just straight trap. So you're going to need to do something. I would chew, you know, gum. I know sugar-free gum has aspartame in it, but if you chew gum on a regular basis and you're getting a lot of sugar in there, you know, I think Double Bubble is about the only one I can find around here. And it's one real old school one that I get from Five Below. I forget, in the red pack. Anyway, that does not have aspartame in it, but it has regular sugar. So you just need to make sure that you're not ODing on it. And on the weekend, I would allow us, you know, we'll have some cookies or, you know, cakes or whatever. But instead of having the whole cake, we're going to have a piece. Okay. Instead of having the whole pack of cookies, we'll allow ourselves 3 cookies for that weekend. and when the weekend is over, let me tell you how I sweep everything out of the house. Boom. And I store it like in deep freezers and pantries in the basement. All that kind of stuff is getting away from us. So out of sight, out of mind. And you will not, you know, well, I don't. My husband, he don't know where it is. So I don't tell him where the hiding places are. But me, heck, sometimes I forget and have to be searching, trying to find it on the weekend when I want to bring it back out. But I'm not going to go search for it. I'm just not doing it. I'm not doing it. But I like crunchy, salty. So that all typically means like a freaking potato chip. But what I've found, my husband had introduced me to air pop popcorn years ago. And I was just like, dude, I don't like this crap, this plain mess. But I started popping it. And then I came up with my own seasonings with my spices and herbs that I put together. And when I tell you I have that every night, I do. And it's cool, but it gives me that satisfaction that I'm looking for that crispy salty, right? So that crunchy salty. So that's a little bit of a trick that I do for myself too. But these are just some of the things that we do. I don't know what will work for everybody else, you know, but just maybe, you know, you can try some of these things and maybe it'll help you. But what I say is this: you will have your ups and downs. Sometimes you will find yourself where you have just ate a whole king size Twix. See, I like caramel. If it's gonna have chocolate in it, it better have some caramel nuts, cookies, something in it to, you know, satisfy sister. Because I'll tell y'all that chocolate story later, why I don't like chocolate like that. My sister, she did some dirty stuff to me, and I'm gonna tell y'all about it later. But anyway, when we were kids, but you might binge on something like that. Don't give up. Keep your hand to the plow and keep on going. You better forget about it. And if you got to act like it never happened, act like it never happened and keep on moving forward, because you will have those times where you have those ups and downs. But I like to say, if you are on a weight loss journey, be encouraged. Keep your hand to the plow. Hopefully something I said today have lifted somebody up, encouraged somebody. And I will see you all on the next video. Deuces.